Sup y'all, it's Vortex Gaming here, and today, now that I am not high off of any substance, I think I can accurately tell you guys what happened yesterday. Yesterday was insane, so buckle up because a lot of shit went down yesterday that I didn't think was gonna happen. So yesterday I wake up, it's Wednesday, alright? Starting off the day smooth, I'm gonna have to get up, I'm gonna have to watch my little baby brother for the day. Because he's the only one at the house other than me. My parents let me watch him for like damn near, I think, 7 hours of the day, 8 hours of the day. And it's all good, I have fun with my little brother. But the thing is, this particular Wednesday, which was yesterday, that didn't happen. Apparently, my baby brother wasn't even home. Now that I think about it, I think he went to his grandma's instead of staying home. So that actually worked out pretty well, because in only a few hours after 8 a.m., which was around 11, my homie Chris came over, and he brought the tab of acid that we were gonna take. And he split it up on the counter, and he was like, "All right, you ready to take this shit?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm ready to take this shit." So we're cruising, we're in my house, we're chilling out. And then he's like, "Yo, I brought my bong." Now, don't get me wrong, I love a bong. I can rip a bong any day, alright? I can hit dabs, I can hit a blunt off of a bong. I've done that before. But my house is like a few miles, like maybe a mile and a half from Chris's house, right? So this guy had to bring a bong, like a full size bong, like all the way over to my house, a mile and a half away. He had to either walk or get a bus ride. I don't know how he pulled it off, but he did it somehow, and that's really all that matters. So I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah, dude, I'll rip that fucking bong." And he was like, "All right, yeah, let's go out back and yeah, we can have our fucking we can have our geek sesh." And so you know what, we went out back, and because I have a bit of furniture in my yard, we settled down. It's nice. There's not a lot of wind. There's a light breeze, but it didn't really interfere with our smoking too much. So we hit this bong. We rotated it, we took a fat hit and then we passed it back and forth, back and forth. And that's how we did it for a while until this guy brings out a whole ass blunt. And it's just like standard practice to smoke a blunt whenever I'm with this guy. Sometimes two blunts like I did a few days ago. But dude, those blunts were killer, alright? He absolutely cooked on the first blunt, and the second one, well, I didn't get to smoke all the second one, so I couldn't really tell you. But I'm pretty sure he pearls damn near everything he rolls nowadays, right? So, we're pretty fucked up off of, two blunts, we're hitting a bong. And a few hours pass, right? Alright. And then, so, we're waiting for fucking the other friend in our friend group, which is Adrian. And he decides to start freaking out about how we smoked a blunt before he even got there. You know, he was like, "Oh man, come on, man," because he has like summer school, so he takes a little longer to get to every single function. And his summer school schedule is kind of whack too. It's like fucking some things will shift around and make meeting up at places a little bit harder for this guy Adrian. So, but we rolled with it. He got to rip the bong, and he was pretty fucking high too. But he was supposed to be our trip sitter for the most part. This guy Adrian, he didn't really do well. He was like being the cheapest trip sitter of all time. All right, this guy was not it. This guy normally locks in, but I guess he got so faded off of the fucking bong somehow that he was rendered incapable of monitoring us buffoons, us goons. All right, And so lunchtime had came around like 1 o'clock, and I have to make food for everyone. And I'm thinking, oh, why don't I just use the grill? So I go to my grill, I bring out a bunch of hot dogs, and then I open up my grill. The grill's rusted through, like it doesn't even work. The gas works. There's a little canister in the bottom part of the grill, but when you turn on the grill, there is no flame. And so I'm like, fuck, how else can I do this? And I realize I have like a frying pan inside my house, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna cook some hot dogs on the stove in a big ass pan. And that's what I did. I cooked 8 or 9 hot dogs. 3 of them were like colossal size too. Like they were glizzy gobblers, like I said in the previous video. And that was like the highlight of my day. Cause dude, those hot dogs tasted so good. And being so high, I didn't care what I ate as long as I ate something. And it's not like it slowed down my high or made the LSD trip any worse. No, it was still pretty fucking vibrant. Like, I was zoning out for half of the fucking adventure we had. Because, that shit actually hit hard. We took that shit at around, like, 10:30. And about 3 or 4 hours later, when we were still hanging around my house, we decided to turn on Rick and Morty. And it was the most lucid shit I'd ever seen in my entire life. Alright? Now, this is where it gets crazier, because you know what? These guys have to go home, alright? You know, they have to leave. And I'm like, you know, I send them away. I'm like, you know what? You guys, it's time to go. I gotta clean up the place. I gotta get it smelling good before my mom comes home. And my mom comes home, she expects me to be home too. She doesn't like it when I leave the house before she gets home. Because sometimes I don't even lock the door. Or no, I lock the door every time I leave the house. But it's like my mom is just paranoid for no fucking reason. Anyway, I'm still tripping on LSD when these guys leave. Alright? Everything is becoming vibrant. Things are bouncing around a little bit. I'm starting to see double vision. I feel like I'm in like 2 realities at once. I don't know if I said that in the previous video, but that's definitely what it felt like. It felt like there was an inner consciousness me, and then there was like the actual physical being of me. And like the resonance from both my consciousness and me speaking at the same time was like, it was insane during the entire time. Like of my highest peak, I think, which was around 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. No. That would be like 2:30. Yeah, 2:30 to 6:30 would probably be my peak. And so anyway, you want to know what happened before the end of this trip? My mom comes home. And I have to play it cool. And she gets home, she parks in the front of the house. And I suddenly realized I have a fucking haircut today. So, I'm not happy about this, alright? I'm tripping on LSD. I'm also high. And I sprayed my house through and through. I probably don't smell like weed. And I probably don't smell like anything odd that anyone would, like, glance over at me for, you know? I was smelling really good. And so my mom's like, all right, come on, we gotta go get your hair cut. And I'm like, oh shit, like I actually have to lock in here. Like, you know, I have to lock in. All right. I gotta really start paying attention to what I'm doing here. And so I try to do that. All right, and it was so difficult. All right. Keeping it cool in front of my mom, I don't think she realized what was going on the entire time. She might have been able to tell that I was high, but not that I was tripping off of LSD. So I get into this fucking haircut shop, alright? And there's like an old ass lady and then an old ass man sitting in one of the chairs, you know? Or, well, they're sitting in separate chairs, but whatever. And then, so my family, we grab our seats, you know? We're getting ready, and my mom's like, alright, so you're gonna get a number 3 this time. And I'm like, oh, okay, Mom. Yeah. Shit was ridiculous. Once they called my name up and I had to go sit in that stupid ass chair, the lady who was cutting my hair was trying to start up small talk and shit. I was not lasting, dude. Oh my gosh. That was terrible. Like, that was an actual, genuine, scary experience. Having my hair cut while on LSD. And it was one of those really posh stores. Like, it was like next to a Pick and Save. I don't remember the name. But it was all only females cut hair there. Only girls were cutting hair there. I don't know. It was a goof ass haircut place. And when I got back to my goof ass house, I immediately left because yeah, I'm not gonna hang around my mother while I'm fucking tripping off of LSD. So I leave the house. You know, I go to my homie Aiden's, and you know what? We're gonna have a good time. So I'm like, you know what? Why don't we go over to Christopher's? And he's like, fuck yeah, that's the best idea you've had, like, in a while. I'm like, alright, buddy, whatever that means. And so we go over to this guy Christopher's house. We're driven by Aiden's grandma. And then we get over there, we get dropped off, and we can't find Aiden once we go in the house. And we were on the verge of fucking searching the neighborhood for him when we realized he's on the other side of his backyard fence, just goofing off with some other friends. I can't believe we didn't even hear him. Goof ass dude, cheap-aw dude, alright. And one thing I do remember during that trip was that apparently the cheapest dude of all time, alright? So there's many cheap-aw dudes in the world. Many cheap-aw dudes. But the cheapest dude alive is apparently Kramer from Seinfeld. That's one thing I remember from my trip. That's one thing I said. The cheapest guy is Kramer from Seinfeld. I don't know why I said that. Apparently Kramer looks cheap to me. I don't know why I had to bring that up during my trip. Like a million times too. I was like, cheap-aw dude, this guy's Kramer. Dude, I was geeking during that whole fucking experience. But it was actually insane, alright? So yeah, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick story, you know? Hope you guys watch to the end, because that would actually be lit as fuck. And, you guys are going to want to expect a bit of a slowdown in content for the next 2 weeks. I'm going on vacation. Bon voyage, fellas. Vortex out.